Welcome to Fishing for Answers with Marlin and Jaerica. We're happy to have you here.
We may not have all the answers, but that will never stop us from jumping in. We are fishing for answers.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Fishing for Answers. I'm Marlin Williams.
Jaerica Troutt.
And we're just glad to be back with you. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep telling people about it as we continue to grow.
I love the individuals who've taken time to comment, even on the Spotify side. Thank you for the one individual who completed our poll when
That's
we're
awesome.
asking about the mentor-mentee, so I appreciate you. And the individual who said, I was just on the road and caught up on all of our episodes. I hope that you're all doing that when you're on the road. So thank you for being on this journey with us.
A lot of what we tried to do is make sure we stand out for positivity. And because the world's hard enough, we want to be practical, but we also know why not start the day off better? Why not finish the day better? And then if we can just put everything in between to make it better, then everything's good.
We're winning.
We're winning, yes.
Well, if we could do this every single day, I would. But so far, we're on a time crunch always for once a week.
I know. We're trying to make sure that continues to happen no matter what it takes.
Yes. I think we were even in discussion of what weeks would we take off.
Yes.
And so we'll plan for that for you all so you're not keeping your eye out on it. So thanks for everyone that's been listening.
Yeah, we're thankful for that. And we're just going to keep making things that hopefully can brighten our Mondays as we begin.
So today we wanted to bring you a new topic.
Yep.
You followed along with us the last 2 weeks. Well, we had a little break in between because we brought you a little positivity and sunshine with Jocelyn.
That's right.
But this week we have two topics, confidence and perseverance. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
That's a tough one to say if you don't say it all the time. Crucial words, confidence and perseverance. And why are those two words so important?
I will use just a real quick example of confidence. And I was telling you before the show was we had gone to a conference, the lady in my office, and she was like, do you know where you're going? And I said, no, but if I walk confidently, people will think I know where I'm going.
Yes.
So the power of confidence, man, it can make or break a lot of what you do.
Look like you know what you're doing. Hopefully you do know what you're doing and those types of things. And there's a small little line in between being confident and being cocky.
Absolutely.
And we're not saying be cocky. We're just saying confident in what you do, in your walk, in your vision, and the things you're trying to accomplish to be a better human being each and every time. It's great to be confident when you're doing that.
So how are our listeners, if we're telling them to be confident, how do they start building on that confidence?
I think part of it is, for me at least, I have shared this recently in a couple Bible studies with friends, but I think part of that is counting your blessings on those abilities that you have, and you know what you have, you know what's your weakness, but to get that confidence, it has to be tried and true. So if I was going to go back to when I played sports growing up, I loved all sports, but I loved basketball, and I eat, breathe, and sleep it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And when I played my last year, my senior year, it was my best year. I finally was getting to somewhat shine, if you will, in small private school ball. But when I went out to play, I had confidence I was going to have a good game. And if I didn't have the best game ever, I literally was like, well, that was one game, but I'm coming back with a vengeance next time.
Stronger.
And the reason I had that confidence is because everything I did outside of the basketball arena was more basketball. Pick up games with your friends and all that. You get confidence through repetition, through successful repetitions.
Yes. So Jocelyn did gymnastics for a little bit. Yeah. And you have individuals who eat, breathe, and die gymnastics. And Jocelyn was not. She was like, meh, I will do it at practice.
Sure.
But we had things here that she could practice on if she wanted to, but she never committed. And so you don't have the same output as somebody who is committed and does that trying this all over and over and over. You get the output of what you put in.
Jaerica just said the word committed twice, and I kept thinking she needs to say it 5 more times. That's such a great hook into confidence. I think you have to be committed to whatever you're doing. And it wasn't that Jocelyn didn't do good. She did great. Yeah. She just had other things outside of there, and she was confident in whatever else she wanted to do.
Yes, and so now she does volleyball.
Yep.
You pulled in, and she was across the street. Well, they had a volleyball out, and she was out there practicing volleyball. Yep. She was going to volleyball practice 5 days a week, coming home after practice and after school, and we were still practicing.
Great.
So she was committed.
She's committed.
She was building her confidence to go out on the court. And then when she had successes, celebrated those successes. When she had falters and missed shots, you have to talk about them
Yes.
so that you know how to navigate them the next
Well,
time.
and I talk about sports a whole lot. I was a sports anchor for almost 20 years, but I'll go back to my oldest twin, Millie. She played basketball up through 9th grade. She did cheerleading up through 9th grade. It just wasn't her thing. She's smart as can be. She is to this day very confident in every test she takes, and there's one reason why. She's all in with the preparation and the studying. You're never going to hear her say, "I'm just going to wing it and hope I do well." It's not in her system. It's not the way she is. So when that test comes, some people have a meltdown and they're stressed. Not that hers isn't difficult, but she's confident because she has prepared for it.
Oh, I wish I could be that.
Me too.
I'm the person that's like, I can talk myself into C.
I know.
I know that it's A, but it might be C.
It might be.
And so then I change my answer to C.
I know. You're good at going back and forth and playing yourself on that, I know.
So good for her. That's a really big skill.
It is, thankful. And they both twins, but 26 minutes apart, so totally different. And we're not here to talk about my twins today, except to say they're a great learning tool for me because you watch the different personalities, the different mindset, and the different focuses, and the different competences that they had.
And I take that back to your training.
Yep.
You weren't the most confident man on stage when you went the first time,
That's right. No.
So what did you do?
Well, I'll say this, and this is unfair, sort of, but in a good way. A teacher I had came to me when I was in like the 7th grade, and she said, when you talk in class and when you talk, she said, you have an ability to kind of calm things down and discuss. She said, I would like you to be the master of ceremonies for the beauty review at school. Well, I remember thinking, what? I was so nervous, and I got up there and I didn't even look up. I read and read and read, and she came up to me after and she said, you did the best. She said, that was awesome. For the next 5 years, she had me be the master of ceremonies for everything. Then I went to college. While I was in college, I had speech classes. Then I was becoming a sports anchor on television, so you had training to speak. And you start looking at things like that and you say, well, the reason I have confidence is, oh yes, I also was a tour guide at Elvis's house, thousands of people coming through. So I was confident eventually, but back to what you said, sure, I was still nervous. When you teach executives and you teach upper level, highly educated people, you always have a tiny bit of self-doubt. Do I belong here? Can I do that? But when you get the affirmation, you get the aha moment, you go, okay, I got confidence now, I can do that.
Confidence is a game changer.
Game changer, no doubt.
There's so many times that I haven't had imposter syndrome. I'm like, are we sure?
I know.
Like, am I supposed to be sitting at this table?
I know.
Are we sure that I'm supposed to be in this room?
The answer is yes, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that. But it's taken some time. I would say I've not yet got all the confidence in that realm.
Yep.
But I have confidence in other ways.
Yep.
I can confidently show up for you or for my team. I don't always have to be the smart one in the room.
Sure.
I am not the smart one in the room, but I am the one that we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I bring a different perspective to the table.
I want to be at that table with the smartest people so that I can listen and learn.
Yes. That's my goal. I'm just learning from them.
Yes, and there's no Warren Buffett at his age, one of the richest men in the history, of money. Still has mentors. He still listens to people's input. People that are a third his age do it, but they're intelligent, so he's listening and he's learning.
Got to.
Yeah, got to do that. I knew what you meant. It's a new word. I'm going to say it later.
Okay, keep that in your pocket.
Got that one for later.
So, if we don't have confidence, what can happen?
Failure. You can have confidence and still have failure, but I think if you don't have confidence, then obviously you could be timid. You might not be willing to pull the trigger to get something done. Let's take it and push it back into the business world for just a minute. Whether it's utilities or pre-med or whatever it is, anything like that. If you've got somebody who has a lack of confidence, they may be afraid to make that decision when we need the decision right now. We need it to be well thought out, but we need to go. And if you're not confident, you're just sitting there thinking this, I hope somebody else answers that call. I hope somebody else does that. Whereas if you've got confidence and you've built up the confidence, you sitting at that table, now you're going, I got that.
Yeah.
No problem. If nobody else wants it, I'll do it. There's a good little, right? And when you're a people pleaser, and you're not necessarily, but I am, there can be struggles with that, with your confidence as well, because if I say this, I'm not confident enough to just do it, it could upset Jaerica, so I probably won't say it, right?
Yeah.
That's harsh.
That's a hard spot to be in.
It's a hard spot. It's a duel I've got between these ears a lot.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you just, try to work through it and try to do the best you can. I think from my faith walk, I'm always going to be a people pleaser because it makes me feel good. I want to do it. But you sent me something not too long ago and it hurt my feelings. I mean, because it really tells you how it's a negative thing and how bad it can be. So look that up. How to get out of being a people pleaser, and then get a box of tissues with you when you do.
Yes. Well, I was listening to that and I was like, oh.
I know. Oh, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Well, I'm glad you took the time to listen.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Was more for your self-help.
I knew exactly what you were doing. I didn't feel weird about it, but I thought, do I really want to listen to this? But yeah, super helpful. Got to learn from it.
Yes. Well, for those who want to listen to it, it's Daily Grace Co. And I'll link that in the show notes so that you can listen to that.
Yeah, it's worth your time. It really is. It's a challenge, but don't take away from this that you shouldn't be trying to please other people.
Yeah.
If you've got faith, you want to help other people too.
For sure. Well, then I think that the lack of confidence, you lag behind where you should be.
Yep.
You become doubtful. You're not developing the skill you need to be successful. So if I started in HR and I stayed where I was, I would have just been stagnant.
Yeah.
And then I would have never built my confidence to the next level. Being able to answer questions about health insurance, questions about empowerment, questions about, where to go get the next class. I would remain in this spot because human resources, it's taken a drive up, right? There's more and more being developed because people are understanding. It is about the people, right?
Yep.
And so if you aren't developing your skill and you're not committed and you don't have consistency, then your confidence will lack.
Yeah, and I like what you said about you would have been stagnant. It could have happened. All of those types of past tense verbs, which I appreciate because it insinuates that you didn't do that.
Yes.
You move forward. But for those that maybe are just now watching, or maybe you missed this one episode, we talked about John Gordon's theory about make sure that you are a shark and not a goldfish, because goldfish stay in the stagnant and they know you're coming to feed them, so they're not looking for anything. The shark's going to get their food. They're going out and do it, and that's what you did. You said, I want to do more than just HR. This is some things I can be doing and helping and learning, and I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, next part of this, it's not all about confidence.
Right.
We talked a little bit about being consistent and building that confidence, but what else do you have to do?
I think you have to persevere. I think that's one of the things that's not been a common word, obviously. It's a difficult challenge sometimes to really wrap your mind about perseverance, but I'm immediately, you and I were talking about it, drawn to Thomas Edison, who said, I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. And I thought, man, what a great attitude, right? Keep doing it.
Yes.
Keep doing it.
Yes.
Keep doing it. And I think those are the things. I've seen some things online, infographics, I love those, and when I see those, and it'll show somebody digging a tunnel and they're almost back up in the tunnel and they finally just give up. They can't get out of the tunnel, and it shows you the other angle and they were a foot away from the door getting out of there. And so don't give up, persevere, keep working through.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can't be any worse than where you already are at that moment, right? So just go another foot, go. And when I used to run, I need to be running again, but I ran a lot and it became an addiction, and I loved it. But I had a lot of thoughts and clear my mind, and I loved that part of it. But I remember as I would get to whatever my maximum mileage was when I was starting to drag, and I literally would look at the concrete that I was running on, which is bad for your knees, by the way, and they were spaces of concrete on a sidewalk. I was just trying to put 2 feet in each block. When I would get there, I'd run 2. Okay, I can go another one, 1, 2. Okay, another one, 1, 2. Next thing you know, you ran another mile.
Yeah.
And so you don't look at the mile.
That's right.
You look at the next step, and that's the same way it is for perseverance as well.
It's one of those, what's the quote? It's not a marathon. It's not a race,
a
it's
sprint.
a marathon or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It is not a sprint, it's a marathon, or it's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yes.
And that does mean what you and I were talking about. I had heard today, and you had heard it before. I had never heard it before, but on that podcast, it said that Michael Phelps, history award-winning, right, swimmer, he swam 7 days a week. No matter what, even on Christmas Day for like 15 years, he never took a time off. He said he gave it 100% every day that he went into the pool. He said, but some days it was 100% and some days it was 30%, but it was all he had. Therefore, that's 100%.
Yes.
And I loved, that's just a mind game, but it's so great to help us with perseverance. Let me tell you, all the times I have failed, don't do that. Don't do that. You've persevered. Now let's talk about the times you haven't.
That's right. I would take that into maybe you're having a bad day at work or even a bad time with your superior, whatever it is, and all you have is all you have.
Yeah.
Give it all you have.
Give it all you have, and that's the best you can do.
Yes.
You can't do any better than that, right? I had put something on Instagram this last week, and it was just an empty coffee cup and showed the grounds in the bottom of it. It basically just said you can't fill other people's cup if yours is empty. And I thought that's so true for all of us, and especially when we're talking perseverance. We keep pointing to a chart we have down here, which, by the way, has a heart, and it says, love Jocelyn. Her sweet daughter is on there, so it makes me smile. But as we look at that, we know if we're going to go and be great, we've got to remember those people. Another quote I love was Walt Disney, who said, you know, we don't stop and look back. We're too busy moving forward and making changes and making things better. I butchered that quote, but you know what that means.
You can look it up.
Yeah, it's good. We'll put that. Put that in the notes.
Yes. In order to persevere, you have to have consistency, right?
Yes.
Consistency shows up when you show up every day.
Yes.
It shows up when you're ready to learn. It shows up when you're ready to dig into the next thing, to take on the new chapter.
Yeah.
And in order to persevere and get over the next hump, you do have to consistently be there.
Yeah.
In here in this day, me and you, we're here consistently. We're sharing with you on the podcast consistently. But we have trying times.
Yes.
We have had the most difficult times.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell everybody about them.
No.
But we're going to keep showing up.
Sure.
And we're going to be better for it.
And what Jaerica is talking about on the consistency side of things, she and I also talked when I first drove up here to their lovely home here in, where are we? I've been in so many places, Alaska, Gallatin. I cracked myself up. But it was about the fact that consistency is more important than intensity. And when you say, I'm going to attack the world and it's going to be 100% 7 days a week, there's no way. You can't do it.
No.
You can't do it. But your best may be 70% that day. You can do it. So intensity can be important, but it is less important than consistency. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have things to wrap this together for you in a nice little bow. If you were starting out in your career, and I'll take any individual. We have a lady at work who started in the drive-thru, myself included, started in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
That's where you started. That's where you built your knowledge for the system.
Sure.
Then as you built, you got your skills.
Yeah.
But if you doubt, you stay over here and you lag behind. But if you continue to build your confidence, you continue to build those skills.
Yeah.
So if you're given an opportunity, take the opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're given the education, take the education.
Yeah.
If you're given the next tool, take the tool.
Yeah.
If you're given all of these things, and I say given, somebody says, "Hey, are you interested in this?" Or "Hey, have you thought about this?"
Right.
Or, "Hey, do you want to discuss this?" Or, "What was that like with that customer?" Take everything.
Yeah. Take it all in.
Drink it up.
Yeah.
Eat it up. Use it. Store it in your toolbox.
Yep.
And then build those skills.
Yeah.
Build your confidence. That way, the next person that comes in, they're looking at you and they're saying, "Hey,
Yes.
do you know how to answer this? Hey, can I ask you a question about this?"
Yes.
Hey. And then because they're coming to you, now you're building your confidence, your skills built. You have persevered the entirety of the I knew nothing to now people are looking at me for answers.
Yeah. So I take everything Jaerica just said and I put it in this nice fruit bowl and I go, every bit of that's so important. I wish I could think of what that's called. Everything she just said, oh yeah, it's called leadership. Every bit of that, you start out in the drive-thru, you learn it, and hopefully you're occasionally going back on a lunch break to rekindle that, because if you don't use it, you can lose it, right?
Yeah.
But now we're moving on to the next thing. And I think that's, for me, it was easy for me to forget some things in the technical world. because I wasn't doing them, maybe my first month in this industry doing it. But I think it's important to do that, and it also helps you with your confidence level, which we've talked about recently as well.
And sometimes if you just need one of those,
Yeah.
you got it,
Yep.
type into ChatGPT.
Yes.
Tell me something good about myself today.
That's great, isn't it? Technology's not all bad. I love that. I'm getting more and more into doing that just to help me in my mindset, for sure.
It is a great tool.
Yes.
It's not to be utilized to take over.
That's right.
But it is a great tool and asset for us to have.
Yes.
It's going to help us persevere.
Yes, it definitely will, and I'm leaning on it heavily.
Okay, well, what can we leave with our listeners?
I think the biggest thing is just keep being great, keep being awesome. And when you say I'm feeling down, I'm lonely, find a church, find some friends, find Jesus, whatever that is to help you out with it. But if you're trying to get through a work day and you're just miserable in what you do, I think at some point you have to decide, am I going to stick it out? And if so, I'm going to do better. I'm going to make it better. I'm going to force it to be better. Now, again, you can't take 2 or 3 cogs of people that are not your best friends, that don't have your best interest. You can't let that interfere. Somehow you have to be okay with saying we're not going to do that anymore, and then keep moving forward. And that is, keep your eyes ahead, keep doing that, and then be kind, show empathy. This sounds like repetition, and there's a reason why. We've got to all be reminded it's that easy.
The more you hear it,
Yeah.
the more you're going to do it.
Yes,
Right?
keep you out of the ruts.
Well, the last quote I wanted to share,
Yeah.
which we always used in softball when I played in high school, was hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
It's just one of the best quotes ever, I think, because it's true. And I think we've seen people, you and I recently talked about the tennis group that played and the
Yes.
difference in them. And that's not necessarily something to share right now, but I want to say that those people that excelled, out of the top 25 in the world tennis players, the top 5 were in a different league. They were in a different game, and they were completely working and outworking everyone else. The others were still in the top 20, but they weren't working as hard. So they'll stay in the top 20.
They had talent,
They had talent.
but their hard work wasn't deep.
Wasn't there.
Ugh.
Yep.
So take your hard work.
Yes.
We all have our own talents.
Yeah.
But how are you working hard?
Yeah, and I appreciate, Jaerica, all you do and your friendship and all those things. And one of the extra things, putting stuff in the notes. Why don't you, watching, put some things in the notes or in the materials there in the comments section, and tell us a subject that you'd like that would be helpful to you, not just because it's interesting, but something we can help you with. We're doing tons of research nonstop, daily, if you will, because part of it's in the work that we do.
Yes,
And
I'll get text messages.
Yeah.
Hey, Jaerica, let's talk about this.
Yes.
A quick phone call. Hey, this came to my mind.
Yep.
Marlin is always, he
Yep.
does a much better job of that than I do.
Well, I don't know about that, but we want to do it, and we want to help and make it fun as well. So we've got some guests that are coming in the next few months as well. So just keep watching, keep sharing it with everybody.
Absolutely. So till next time, we hope you keep doing the small things.
Good to see you, Jaerica.
As we close out this episode, I just want to remind you that each one has been brought to you by MLT Communication. Whether you're a single person or a group of people, they're here to help you build a positive work culture from boardroom to break room. Learn more at mltcommunication.com. Thanks again to MLT Communication for supporting the show and helping us to keep the conversation going.